This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Woman charged in connection with huge Trelawny gun find. The woman, who was arrested in connection with the seizure of 13 firearms and over 500 assorted rounds of ammunition in Florence Hall village of Falmouth in Trelawny on Thursday, February 3, has been charged. She has been identified as a 31-year-old Swana Armstrong, a hairdresser of Pertrell Crescent in Florence Hall. Armstrong is charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Armstrong was arrested during a targeted operation at the community where 10 rifles, 2 submachine guns, 1 handgun, and 525 assorted rounds of ammunition were found. She was charged after a question and answer session on Tuesday, February 8. 39-year-old Manchester fisherman on firearm charges. 39-year-old Jermaine Redwood, a fisherman of Knockpatrick district in Manchester, has been arrested and charged with wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition following an incident in Racetrack Denby, Clarendon on Tuesday, August 10, 2021. Reports from the Maypen police are that about 11:50 p.m., a man was walking along the racetrack roadway when he was allegedly attacked by Redwood, who opened gunfire at him. On Thursday, January 27, after months of investigations, the police were led to a section of Alligator Pond in Manchester, where Redwood was arrested. He was subsequently charged. Gangster dead and Gunza seized in St. James police military operation. The security forces have removed 3 more illegal firearms, including a high-powered rifle, from the hands of criminals during Wednesday morning's joint police military operation in the Tough Salt Spring community, which left an alleged top-tier member of the G-City gang dead. The alleged gangster Tevin Stewart, otherwise called Peak, of a Salt Spring, St. James address, was shot and killed during a confrontation with members of the Specialized Operations Team of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force. Reports are that about 5 a.m., a joint police military team swooped down on the Tough Salt Spring community, where several members of the G-City gang, who are wanted by the St. James police, were targeted. 1 M16 assault rifle, 2 handguns, and 60 assorted rounds of ammunition were seized during the early morning raid. Commander of the St. James Police Division, Senior Superintendent Vernon Ellis, expressed that the police are determined to apprehend the gangsters creating mayhem in the parish. We are committed to pushing back against these gangsters who are heavily armed and intent on driving fear into our citizens across the nation. As we commit to holding the line between you and the law-abiding and these thugs, I ask that you continue to support us in the fight. Continue to help us to take back our country from these cowards who kill kids and harmless people, SSP Ellis told the news. The recovery of the firearms comes nearly 1 week after the police recovered 13 firearms, including 10 high-powered rifles seized in a gated community in Trelawny. A man was also shot and killed during a confrontation with the cops during the Trelawny operation. Among the 10 high-powered rifles were 2 AK-47, 3 M16s, and 5 AR-15s. 2 submachine guns and a pistol were included in the seizure arsenal. Meanwhile, as the investigation continues in the Salt Spring operation, the police are encouraging people to share information about guns, gangs, and wanted men by calling their local police or Crime Stop at 311. The St. James police have recovered 40 illegal firearms in 40 days since 2022. Last month, 2 illegal guns and 40 magazines were seized at the cargo section of the Gangster International Airport in Montego Bay. 2 individuals were reportedly taken into custody in connection with that find. Last year, the St. James police recovered 126 illegal firearms, which was 10 more than 116 that were recovered in the previous year. Some 96 illegal firearms were also recovered by the St. James police in 2019. Bad roads in Westmoreland is PNP's fault, said Warmington. The Andrew Holness-led Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation has said inadequate representation at the parliamentary level in more than 30 years has led to the derelict state of many roads in Westmoreland. "I've found some really atrocious road conditions here in Westmoreland," said Clifford Everald Warmington, minister without portfolio in the ministry. "I am wondering what has been happening over these years that we have such bad conditions." He made that declaration while speaking with reporters on a tour of several roads that are badly in need of rehabilitation in eastern and central Westmoreland on Tuesday. Prior to 2020, the opposition People's National Party has had control of all 3 parliamentary seats in Westmoreland, including one held by former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson. According to Warmington, roads in the parish are in terrible condition, and he promised to correct them through continuous dialogue with the 3 members of Parliament. It is because these were not being serviced over the years, and a lot of this has to do with bad representation, the Works Portfolio Minister said of the former PNP MPs. He noted that no minister will be able to determine if a road needs fixing if representation is not being made on behalf of their constituent. "As a minister, I can't stay in Kingston and see if the roads in Darlington, Whithorn, and those places are bad. The members of Parliament have to make representation," Warmington reasoned. He said the MPs should utilize the services of the national works agencies in their region to provide estimates for roads when there is a need for them to be rehabilitated. Meanwhile, Warmington said the contracts valued at $160 million to rehabilitate the Golden River to Glasgow Road project, $65 million, Shoebury to Longwood, $45 million, Shoebury Bridge, $20 million, and the Welcome to Porter's Mountain Road, $30 million, have all been approved, and the respective contractors will carry out those works in a timely manner. Corporation disapproves the proposed construction of tallest building in the corporate area. The Kingston and St Andrew Municipal Corporation has put a halt on approving the building and the planning application for the Ascent at Oxford Road, New Kingston, which was proposed to be the tallest building in the country if constructed. According to Councillor Carrie Douglas of the Jamaica Labour Party, who is Deputy Chair of the KSAMC's Building and the Town Planning Committee, the disapproval was mostly linked to the Town and Country Planning Provisional Development Order 2017, along with several of its elements. There is time for a review now for it to be amended, upgraded, and republished as the new development order. The government has to do that quickly because there is just too much uncertainty, and I understand why the residents would be so frustrated with the process, Douglas told the news after a KSAMC meeting for the application of the Ascent on Wednesday. Douglas, who is also a land economist, valuation surveyor, and a real estate dealer, pointed to one element of the order, which is the height of buildings in the Oxford Road zone. "I was told that currently the allowable height is 12 stories, yet still National Environment and Planning Agency, who has the authority to give approval, has gone and given approval to a 26-story building. I was also told that it is proposed in a new development order, which has not yet been confirmed," argued Douglas. The developers of the 26-story skyscraper Stratosphere Development Limited were given approval by NEPA regarding technical requirements for construction phases. The permit had allowed the developers to build 28 residential units, 11 office levels, and 305 parking spaces. Further, Douglas had made a call to the Town and Country Planning Authority to move swiftly to have the new order confirmed by July. Failing to do so, I am likely to support the elements of a proposed moratorium that has been made by concerned and frustrated residents and the prominent public personalities. What they are doing is asking the government to consider a moratorium on high-rise buildings above 3 stories and high-density development until the authorities led by central government has concluded an audit and interrogation of the building and the planning system, as was recently asked and announced by Mayor Williams. She said, "I am likely to support it as long as we are satisfied that all the external agencies have fulfilled their role and as long as the infrastructure is able to manage the type of development that is coming there and the planning characteristics are all observed," she added. At the same time, Douglas stressed that the absence of a few representatives from critical external agencies, such as National Water Commission, from the meeting also contributed to the decision. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.